What is up, radio fans? Big Al here. It is Friday, July 17th, 2020, and I am back with another list of radio stations from across the country. And today, our focus is on the Crescent City of New Orleans. Yep, New Orleans, folks, the home of Mardi Gras, the home of Tulane University, home of No Limit, home of rapper Lil Wayne. I can go on and on, but I won't bore you. So hey, grab your beads, your masks, drink a choice, so some gumbo, and cruise with me as I take you on a journey through the Crescent City airways. All right, let's go. Starting off with AM 600, WVOG, New Orleans. They're branded as Gospel 600. This is a Southern Gospel and Christian station owned by F.W. Robert Broadcasting, and they operate an FM translator on 107.9 W300DP, New Orleans. 640 is KTIB, Thibodaux, Louisiana. KTIB AM 640 and FM 103.7. I have their slogan written down, but it's a Cajun word that I've had trouble pronouncing, so I'll spare you that. This is a hot adult contemporary station and the Houma affiliate of the New Orleans Pelicans. KTIB is owned by Gap Broadcasting LLC, and they operate a translator station in Thibodaux at 103.7 K279CU. On 690 is WQNO, New Orleans. Catholic Community Radio. Catholic radio for your community. This is a Catholic/religious station with programming from EWTN Radio, and this station is owned by Catholic Community Radio Incorporated. 750 is KKNO Gretna, K75 AM, which is an urban gospel station, owned by Robert C. Blake's Enterprises Incorporated. KKNO is a daytime only station, so they are required to leave the air at sundown. 800 WSHO, New Orleans. Sunshine 800. Notice that they spelled sunshine SONSHINE instead of the usual SUNSIHINE. This is a Christian radio station with programming from Salem Communications. WSHO is owned by Shadowlands Communications LLC. 830 is KGLA Norco, Louisiana. Latino Mix 97.5. This is a Spanish hot adult contemporary station, which is owned by Crocodile Broadcasting Corporation Incorporated. They operate a pair of FM translator stations, one in New Orleans at 97.5 K248BB, the other at 94.7 W234DH. That one is licensed to Norco. 870, broadcasting in high definition. This is like the pioneer of broadcasting in the Crescent City. That's WWL, New Orleans, the Big 870. The news, talk, and sports leader. Now, during daytime hours, WWL operates a news talk format with news updates from CBS News, NBC News, the Weather Channel, and programming from Westwood One. At night, they turn into a sports talker and is the New Orleans affiliate of CBS Sports Radio. Speaking of sports, WWL is the flagship radio station of the New Orleans Saints, so every game from the Saints is heard on WWL. This is also the New Orleans flagship station of the LSU Tigers. So you'll hear their football and men's basketball games on the Big 870, which is owned by Intercom Communications and is simulcast on WWL 105.3 FM, Kenner, Louisiana. And if I didn't say it before, 870 broadcasts in high definition. 940 is WYLD AM New Orleans. This station is known as Hallelujah 940. And their slogan is pretty awesome. We're wild for Jesus. Of course, wild being WYLD, their call sign. Hallelujah 940 operates an urban gospel format from iHeartMedia. And this is one of 7 radio stations in the New Orleans area in which iHeartMedia owns. 990 is WGSO New Orleans, known simply as WGSO 990 AM. This is a news, talk, and sports station owned by North Shore Radio, LLC. 1010 is WCKW Garyville. This is a Catholic radio network owned by the Covenant Network. 1060 is WLNO New Orleans. WLNO 1060 AM, the original one of a kind. This is another urban gospel station owned by Eternity Media Group, LLC. So I counted now 3 urban gospel stations on the AM dial in the New Orleans market. Jumping ahead to 1230, WBOK New Orleans. WBOK 1230 AM. Real talk for real times. This station not only is a news talk station, but they also air gospel music and some brokered programming as well. WBOK is owned by Bakewell Media of Louisiana, LLC. 1280 is WODT New Orleans. This is New Orleans' BIN 1280 because truth matters. This, of course, is the New Orleans affiliate of the new Black Information Network, airing an all-news format aimed at African Americans. WODT is owned by iHeartMedia, and I gotta look through my notes real quick. And their programming is simulcast on WNOE FM 101.1 HD2, also licensed to New Orleans. 1320 is WRJW, Picayune, Louisiana. WRJW 1320 AM, the Pick of Picayune. Pick, of course, spelled P-I-C. This is a country music station with programming from ABC Radio and the Jones Radio Network, and I assume that they have hourly news updates from ABC News. I'm not sure. WRJW is owned by Pearl River Communications Incorporated. All right. 1350 is the second AM station in New Orleans broadcasting in high definition, and that's WWWL New Orleans. They're branded as Hot 92.9, New Orleans' classic R&B. This is an Intercom-owned radio station broadcasting an urban oldies format. And they operate translator station W225CZ on 92.9 FM in New Orleans. 1390 is KFRA Franklin. 105.9 The Breeze. This is an urban adult contemporary station from Castay Media Incorporated, and this is the AM simulcast of sister station KBZE 105.9 FM, which is licensed to Berwick, Louisiana. 1430 is KMRC Morgan City, the Swamp Dog. This is a swamp pop station owned by Spotlight Broadcasting of New Orleans, LLC. KMRC is a daytime-only station, so they're required to sign off at sundown by the FCC. 1490 is KJIN Houma, 1047 Jams, Houma's Jam Station. This is another urban adult contemporary station owned by JLE Incorporated. They operate a translator station in Houma at 104.7 K284CU. 1510 is KAGY Port Sulphur, the Swamp Pop Network. Like KMRC, this operates a swamp pop format and is owned by Spotlight Broadcasting of New Orleans, LLC. 1540 is WFNO Gretna, Radio Tropical Caliente. This is a Spanish tropical station owned by the Crocodile Broadcasting Corporation. They operate a translator station at 97.5 K248BB in New Orleans. Now, they initially operated a translator station on 105.7, which was known as K289 AM, but it looks like they discontinued that. 1560 is WSLA Slidell, WSLA AM 1560. This is a sports talk station owned by Mappa Broadcasting. They operate a translator station in Slidell on 93.9 W230CR. KAGY, WFNO, and WSLA are all daytime-only stations. So, by FCC law, the AM signals are required to sign off the air at sundown. However, both WFNO and WSLA operates translator stations on FM that allows their programming to broadcast 24 hours a day. And rounding out the AM side of the dial is 1600 KLEB Golden Meadow, Louisiana. This station is simply known as the Ragin' Cajun. They play swamp pop, Cajun music, and Zydeco music. They're owned by Coastal Broadcasting of La Rose Incorporated. And they have an FM translator station in Golden Meadow at 102.7 K274DE. So there's the AM stations in the New Orleans metro area. Now to the FM side, starting with the non-commercial band. 88.3 Channel 202 is WRBH New Orleans. Reading fine print for the blind, the literary, and the visionary. This is a radio reading service which is owned by Radio for the Blind and Print Handicapped Incorporated. And they have a pretty strong signal in the New Orleans area. I looked at the specs on Wikipedia, and this station has a 51,000 watt signal, which is pretty powerful even for a radio reading service. 88.7 Channel 204 is WOTB Pearl River. The Bridge Radio. This is a contemporary Christian station owned by New Horizon Christian Fellowship. 88.9 Channel 205, short-spaced from WOTB, is KUHN Golden Meadow. There is no branding on this station. They're known simply by their slogan, the voice of the United Houma Nation. KUHN airs a variety format which is owned by United Houma Nation Incorporated. 89.1 Channel 206 is the first of many HD signals on FM, and that's WBSN FM New Orleans, simply known as Life Songs Radio, where God is good all the time. On FM and HD1 is a mix of contemporary Christian music and Christian talk. This station is owned by the Providence Educational Foundation, and they operate a translator station in Houma at 89.5 K249DI. All right. 89.9 channel 210 and 90.5 channel 213 broadcast the same programming. 89.9, which broadcasts in high definition, is WWNO New Orleans. 90.5, which broadcasts in standard analog, is KTLN Thibodaux, Houma, Louisiana. The two stations are branded as 89.9 WWNO New Orleans Public Radio. FM analog on both stations and on WWNO HD1 is news and information, with news and programming from both NPR and the BBC World Service. On WWNO's HD2 subchannel is Classical 104.9, which is a classical music format, repeated over translator station K288, or rather K285 FF 104.9 FM in Metairie, Louisiana. And then WWNO's third digital subchannel is jazz music. WWNO and KTLN are both owned by the University of New Orleans. And again, translator station K285 FF in Metairie at 104.9 relays HD2. The next station on our list is a New Orleans radio institution. 90.7 channel 214, broadcasting in high definition, WWOZ New Orleans. This is the world famous WWOZ 90.7 FM, the Jazz and Heritage station. On its main FM and analog signal, as well as HD1, they play jazz, blues, and New Orleans community music. So they play lots of different genres. They're not just jazz and blues. WWOZ is owned by the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation. Short space next to WWOZ is 90.9, channel 215, also broadcasting in high definition. That's KSLU, Hammond, Louisiana, not to be confused with another college-run radio station in St. Louis that also has the KSLU call sign. We'll dive more into that when we get into the St. Louis video. Anyway, this station is known as KSLU 90.9 FM, Alternative Public Radio. FM and HD1 is College Leadering, whatever that means, Album Adult Alternative. I think they meant to say college leaning. Album Adult Alternative. And they have programming from Public Radio International. KSLU is, of course, owned by Southeastern Louisiana University, whose campus is located in Hammond. Now, if you never heard of Hammond, it's right in between both New Orleans and Baton Rouge on Interstate 10. That's where Hammond is. 91.5, channel 218 is a pair of college-run stations. The first is WTUL New Orleans, 91.5 WTUL, Progressive Radio. This is a progressive music station which is owned by locally based Tulane University. And then south of town, there's KNSU Thibodaux, which is 91.5 FM KNSU, which plays alternative rock and some other formats depending upon the program that's on the station at the time. KNSU is another college-run station owned by Nicholls State University. And then wrapping up the non-commercial band is 91.9 Channel 220. That's KMRL Burris, Louisiana. That's BURAS, Burris, Louisiana. This is American Family Radio. They are part of the AFR Talk Network, which is Christian Talk. Of course, KMRL is owned by American Family Radio's parent company, American Family Association. Now to the commercial band. 92.3 Channel 222 in high definition is WZRH La Place, Louisiana. Alt 92.3. Gulf South Rock Alternative. FM and HD1 is Alternative Rock. HD2 is Variety Hits. However, HD programming is not yet in operation on WZRH. This station is owned by Cumulus Media. But again, the HD1 would be the alternative rock. And then HD2, once they get the high definition operations underway, the HD2 subchannel would be Variety Hits. 93.3 Channel 227, broadcasting in high definition, and yes, that is operational, is WQUE FM New Orleans. Q93, number one for hip-hop and R&B. FM and HD1 is, of course, mainstream urban. This station is owned by iHeartMedia. 94.3, Channel 232, WTIX FM, Galilano, Louisiana. 94.3 WTIX FM, New Orleans' oldies station. So yes, this is an oldies radio station owned by Fleur de Lis Broadcasting. Now they got me speaking in broken French, apparently. 94.7, Channel 234, WYLK Lacombe, Louisiana. This station is known as Lake 94.7, the North Shores radio station. This is a hot AC station owned by North Shore Broadcasting Company Incorporated and generally airs to the northern banks of Lake Pontchartrain. 94.9 Channel 235, WGUO Reserve, Louisiana, also known as Gumbo 94.9. This is a classic country station owned by Dowdy Broadcasting. 95.3 Channel 237 is KQKI FM, Bayou Vista. KQKI 95.3, Quickie Country. This is a country music station owned by Teche Broadcasting Company. Teche being spelled T-E-C-H-E. 95.7 Channel 239, broadcasting in high definition, is WKBU, New Orleans. Bayou 95.7. New Orleans is classic rock. FM and HD1 is classic rock. And then HD2 is Metal Militia, which is a 24-hour heavy metal station. WKBU is one of 6 radio stations in the New Orleans area that is owned by Intercom Communications. 96.7 Channel 244 is KCIL Gray, Louisiana. 96.7 KCIL, today's best country. This is a country music format and an affiliate station of the New Orleans Saints radio network. KCIL is owned by JLE Incorporated. 97.1 Channel 246, also broadcasted in high definition, is WEZB New Orleans. B97 FM, all the hits. FM and HD1 is Top 40 CHR, with programming from Premier Radio Networks. And then HD2 is Channel Q, which is LGBTQ talk, dance, and EDM. WEZB is owned by Intercom. 97.7 Channel 249 is KDLC Dulac, 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 Louisiana. Rock 97.7, classic rock that really rocks. This is a classic rock station owned by Coast Media Group, or Coast Radio Group. 98.5, Channel 253 in high definition is WYLD FM New Orleans. 98.5 WYLD, today's R&B and back in the day jams. FM and HD1 is Urban Adult Contemporary. Their HD2 is also an Urban AC, dubbed as Keith Sweat Radio. Of course, named for the R&B singer that had big hits in the 80s and 90s, Keith Sweat. WYLD has programming from Premier Radio Networks and is owned by iHeartMedia. 99.5, Channel 258, also in high definition, WRNO FM New Orleans. News Talk 99.5 WRNO, the news and talk of New Orleans. FM and HD1 is a talk radio format with news updates from Fox News Radio and programming from both Premier Radio Networks and Westwood One. HD2 is a classic hip-hop station known as Throwback 96.3, which is relayed over translator station K242CE 96.3 FM, Moreau, Louisiana. That's MERAUX. WRNO FM is also owned by iHeartMedia. 100.3 Channel 262 is KLRZ, La Rose, Louisiana. ESPN New Orleans 100.3 FM. This obviously makes it the New Orleans affiliate of ESPN Radio. And they are now the new radio flagship station of the New Orleans Pelicans, taking over the flagship duties from competitor WRNO. In fact, they took over as the team's new flagship in June of 2019. KLRZ is locally owned by Coastal Broadcasting of La Rose. 101.1 Channel 266, broadcasting in high definition, is WNOE FM New Orleans. 101.1 WNOE, New Orleans Country Station. FM and HD1 is country, and HD2 is, of course, the simulcast of the Black Information Network, which is heard on WODT 1280 AM. WNOE FM is owned by iHeartMedia. 101.9 Channel 270, broadcasting in high definition, is WLMG New Orleans. Magic 101.9 FM. Better music for a better workday. FM and HD1 is adult contemporary, and they also play Christmas music during the holiday season. WLMG is owned by Intercom, and they have no additional sub-channels. Of course, 101.9 was the... Of course, this station signed on the air in 1970 as the original WWL-FM and held that call sign for a decade. Then they switched to something else before becoming what is now WLMG. All right. 102.9, channel 275 in high definition is KMEZ, Belle Chase, Louisiana. KMEZ 102.9, New Orleans' best mix of R&B. FM and HD1 is urban adult contemporary, and HD2 is regional Mexican. KMEZ is owned by Cumulus Media. Now, I'll be talking about 102.9 and 106.7 further as we wrap up this video. So stay tuned at the end for that. 104.1, channel 281, also broadcasting in high definition, is KVDU, Houma. 104.1, The Spot. FM and HD1 is adult hits. HD2 is classic country. KVDU is owned by iHeartMedia, and this station, before turning into its current format as 104.1 The Spot, this was a Gen X leaning adult top 40 station known as Voodoo 104. Voodoo 104 was on the air from 2011 till 2017 when it became what is now 104.1 The Spot. 104.5, channel 283 is KWMZ FM, Empire, Louisiana. Z104.5 WMZ FM, the greatest hits of the 80s. So again, this is an 80s hits radio station owned by MAC Broadcasting LLC. Short space next to them at 104.7, channel 284 is WJSH Folsom, Louisiana, and I think this is broadcasting to the North Shore. I'm not sure. Anyway, WJSH is known as the Highway 104.7, classic hit country. Classic hit country. This is a classic country station whose owner is listed by Wikipedia as Charles W. Dowdy, debtor in possession. That's how Wikipedia wrote this down. 105.3, channel 287, broadcasting in high definition, is WWL FM Kenner. FM 105.3, the news, talk, and sports leader. So this is the FM simulcast of WWL AM 870. FM and HD1 is the news, talk, / sports format. Of course, during the daytime, they air news talk, news updates from CBS News and NBC News, weather forecast from the Weather Channel, and programming from Westwood One. And then at night, they turn into a sports station. That's the New Orleans affiliate of CBS Sports Radio. They are the radio flagship station of the New Orleans Saints. So yeah, every Saints game is simulcast on both WWL AM and FM. Same is true with the LSU Tigers, as they are the New Orleans flagship of the Bayou Bengals. WWL FM is owned by Intercom Communications, and again is the FM simulcast of WWL AM 870 New Orleans. 105.9, channel 290 is KBZE Berwick, Louisiana. 105.9 The Breeze, which is an urban adult contemporary station owned by Hubcat Broadcasting Incorporated. This station is simulcast on KFRA 1390 AM Franklin. Short space next to them at 106.1 channel 291 is the only full power radio station in the New Orleans metro area that is licensed outside the state of Louisiana. And that's WRKN, Picayune, Mississippi. This station is known as 106.1 Nash Icon, the Gulf South country station. So obviously this is a country music format owned by Cumulus Media. And I also have a story about 92.3 and 106.1. That's coming up here shortly, so stick around. Short space next to WRKN at 106.3 channel 292 is KLXH Thibodeau. Now this is the Houma affiliate of the K-Love radio network, airing contemporary Christian music from EMF. 106.7 channel 294. Now this is the last of the high definition signals in terms of dial position on FM, and that's KKND Port Sulphur. 106.7 The Crew. That's KREWE. New Orleans' classic hits. FM and HD1 is classic hits with no additional subchannels. They are owned by Cumulus Media. 107.1 channel 296 is WHMD Hammond. Cajun 107.1. That's Cajun with a K, not a C. The station with bites. Love that slogan. This is a country music station owned by North Shore Broadcasting Company, Incorporated. And in 107.5 channel 298 is KNOL Jean Lafitte, Louisiana. This is the New Orleans affiliate of the K-Love radio network, broadcasting contemporary Christian music from EMF. Now, I told you that 92.3 and 106.1 did a call sign and format swap. And 102.9 and 106.7 also did a call sign swap. So let's jump into that real quick as we finish this up. Starting with 92.3 and 106.1, who both switched call signs and frequencies back on June 19, 2017. Of course, WZRH was at 106.1 and WRKN was at 92.3. So they both switched on that day. And now to the call sign swap of 102.9 and 106.7. Back on December 1st, 2018, KMEZ, which at the time was at 106.7 FM, moved to their original dial position on 102.9 FM, which ended the hip-hop format, which was known at the time as Power 102.9. KMEZ would simulcast on both 102.9 and 106.7 until a new format debuted at the higher frequency. KMEZ and KKND swapped call signs on December 17th, 2018, with KMEZ again moving back to 102.9 and then KKND moving to 106.7. On January 3rd, 2019, the simulcast ended when KKND, now at 106.7, launched its classic hits format as 106.7 The Crew. Yeah, there were a couple of not format switches, but rather call sign switches in the New Orleans market over the last few years. So there's your rundown of the New Orleans AM and FM stations. I'm about to gather some more information on my next market, Tampa, St. Petersburg, and I hope to have that video up either by the end of this weekend or the first of next week. So keep a lookout for that. Until then, this is Big Al signing off. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Peace out.